think this election is going to be, for me, the most important election.
It's true that Quebec is different.
It needs to be someone from the place who knows the people around here and knows the issues.
I think our region, our riding is up for grabs.
Richmond-Arthabaska is not one place, it's a lot of little places. Tiny towns and tight-knit communities clustered around 3 small cities, 3 very different economies, and 2 languages. So big, so vast, so remote, being close is what counts here. For years, this was Bloc territory. Even in 2011, the riding defied the orange wave and backed one of the 4 Bloc MPs left standing. But this time is different. This time, the outlier riding seems to want in, to want to swap protest for power. And that change-up is being fought out in what looks like a tight 2-way race. Alain Reyes is a big catch for the Conservatives in Quebec. Scooped up last winter when the party saw a swell in popularity here, Reyes has what matters most, the personal touch.
Reyes. Wendy de CBC, ça va très bien.
The famously green politician, yes, that's a Prius, is the former mayor of Victoriaville, the riding's biggest city and the cradle of sustainable development in Quebec. His choice to go Conservative is a bit of a curveball.
It's proof that I don't take the easy road, that I act on my own convictions, and I'm fundamentally convinced that Stephen Harper and the Conservative Party are the best party to govern Canada. I'll go even further. I think it's time Quebec has a seat at the table. We've been in opposition too long.
Reyes is as popular here as Harper is not. The PM did make an appearance in mid-September, but mostly local Conservative campaigns in Quebec have been playing up the candidate, not the leader.
On voit la grande photo.
Oui.
Mais on voit pas Stephen Harper ici. Où est-ce qu'il est?
That's the party's choice. We work with the tools we have. You'd have to talk to the strategists.
Harper has to go. I can't bear having him doing another term.
Jean-Sébastien Busque says it's simple. Most Quebecers just don't identify with Stephen Harper.
Doesn't communicate smiles or emotions and things that maybe people in Quebec really relate to. Needs to connect to a smile, to a laugh, to some emotions. And people in Quebec really think they're green. I think they think they're greener than they are. They think they represent the left of Canada. So that's probably one of the reasons that Harper doesn't resonate.
Being green is a big deal for Busque, a successful TV personality in Quebec. He decided to make his convictions concrete and build an eco-home. Opportunity for affordable land and a like-minded community came with the closing of the mine in asbestos.
If we look at the city of asbestos, they decided, okay, we need to move on from the mine. So, okay, let's encourage job creation, but let's put in a framework that will be able to be long-lasting and will be a positive impact for our children and grandchildren. And for me, that's a really smart way of combining the social aspect, the business aspect, the environmental aspect, and the future.
But after moving here, Busque faces a difficult choice, a really difficult choice.
My dad is trying to be running as a Green candidate in Richmond.
So your dad is going to run?
Yeah, but that's crazy. It means, should I vote for my dad? Or should I vote to try to really defeat Harper? Yeah.
If he ends up deserting Dad, Busque believes the NDP is the best chance for change.
The NDP candidate, Marianne, do you know?
Well, she seems to have grassroots here in Richmond-Arthabaska, and she comes from a family of farmers, and basically that makes her the girl from here, or who's basically connected to the biggest revenue of this place.
The girl from here usually works the family farm near Richmond, 40 minutes and almost a world away from Victoriaville, where she's off for a first door-to-door offensive. Like NDPers everywhere in Quebec, she's counting on winning over whatever is left of the old Bloc vote.
I think some people were voting Bloc not because of yes to a referendum, but because they liked the values and what the party really proposed as ideas. And now they found something very interesting with the NDP. Si vous avez l'habitude de voter au fédéral, ben moi je me présente pour le NPD aux prochaines élections fédérales.
At 28, Myriam Beaulieu is a political novice. But 4 years after the Orange Wave, she's backed by a party that has roots, an actual campaign team, and a lot of momentum.
And we almost won here last time, okay? But there was hardly any visibility in the NDP. This time we're very visible. We're out on the street. Our volunteers, etc. There's a big difference between the last campaign and this campaign.
I didn't vote NDP last time because the person never ever answered my emails and she didn't set foot in the riding. So I couldn't vote for her. I wanted to, but I couldn't. And here I am now working for the NDP. I think it's either going to be very, very close. There's no doubt that it's close, or I think the NDP is just going to. Of course I do.
Have fun going door to door.
Not all Quebecers are as enthusiastic, though. Historically, voters here are less invested, less interested in federal politics.
The federal government seems to be so far away from the population's need. It seems to be so distant that those who are less interested feel that it's so far. How can this represent me?
And for some, that disconnect is rooted in the painful politics of the past.
I was, just starting to be able to vote during the referendum and stuff, so I was part of all that sort of hate that was going on between the French and English.
Isabelle Lodge is the president of the Danville Chamber of Commerce. Her family has long been part of the town's economic engine, farming the land for 4 generations. She's fully bilingual, bicultural. A lot of people here are. Lodge remains undecided, leery of taking sides.
Yeah, I'm not a big follower of waves. I like young. That's kind of one thing I like. I like that the young people are kind of taking over right now.
Justin Trudeau's young.
I know. I like that. I like he's young. I feel like he'll be able to relate more and understand more about what issues I may be facing as a 30-some-year-old living in Quebec.
Why not Stephen Harper?
I'm not sure that it's not Stephen Harper either. My biggest problem has always been, and I'm probably sure that a lot of people feel the same way, is do I vote for the leader or do I vote for the person in my region?
I know that my father was pretty happy that I took over. I don't see my son walking in my footsteps. I don't believe in our industry as I was believing in it before that. It's tough.
Louis Lafleur runs a wood finishing business his father started 50 years ago. He's also the former mayor of Chesterville, a small town nearby. A healthy economy is his main concern.
I have to look at it as an industrial, as an individual, and as a mayor. But as a mayor, you have to look at the person that will bring money in your riding and then, make the economy looks better. Canada did better than most of the countries in the world in the past 8 years.
Lafleur knows most Quebecers haven't fallen for Harper's Conservatives, but he says no party is perfect for the province.
Quebec is different. Why is it different? Because of the language first, even religion is not the same, and our values, maybe a little greener, a little less, based on dollar. But it doesn't mean that economy is not important for us.
The economy and the environment, the competing, sometimes conflicting concerns in this riding come together, along with a bit of fun, as Richmond plays host to the last of the township's fall fairs. Cleanliness and good grooming are the keys to winning here, But the contenders for a seat in Ottawa have a tougher fight in this old Bloc stronghold. Whether it goes NDP or Conservative, voters here would be going with a party that could form government. A choice they haven't made in decades, and a choice that suggests that maybe, just maybe, many Quebecers want to swap protest for power.
I think the new generation, the younger people, I think are gonna change the scene a little bit. I hope for Quebec as a province, and then for Quebec as a province part of a country. I mean, you got to show up. You got to be part of the parade, not watching it.